I got 6 sales over this weekend and I wanted to talk about them because they're all pretty high sell-through rate items. Remember, I like to pick up items that have a high sell-through rate of like 80% and above. I will dip down to 60 sometimes, but that is the lowest I will go if I'm buying inventory. And then if I can get that inventory pretty much free or basically free, I'll probably dip down to 40%. But I honestly really focus on 80% plus sell-through rate items, and these 6 sales are basically that. And 4 of them are shoes, which is what I'm moving towards more. The profits are so much better, and I wanted to talk about a few of these that sold so you guys can see what is selling right now in the first week of March. First up is this Ermenegildo Zegna blazer. Here is the tag. This one is the High Performance Cool Effect line, and I'm pretty sure that's also why it sold in a few days. I bought this one, I believe, last week or a week before that, and I know I listed it last week and it sold on Saturday, so I was very happy about that. This is what is the blend on this one? This is a full 100% wool blazer, and this brand is definitely a bolo. I highly recommend it. Definitely be on the lookout for it. I got this blazer for $10.50 and it sold for $59.97, and it's going international to Australia. We love those international sales. If you're not part of the international shipping program with eBay, I highly recommend it, because all you have to do is package it up so it goes to the local hub. In my case, mine's in Chicago. And as long as it gets there, then eBay takes care of the rest. They make sure everything is good. They repackage it and then they ship it off to its final destination. So, and the best part is that if they want to return it for whatever reason, eBay takes care of it. So you never see the items that you sell internationally. Now, obviously you don't want to try to get a return, but if it's like a return for fit or something like that, eBay just takes care of it for you, which is absolutely perfect. And that's why we love international sales. So this one is going to Australia, $59.97. Look out for Ermenegildo Zegna. I highly recommend it. And there's the tag one more time because this brand is super hard to pronounce. Next up, I wanted to highlight these Echo Gore-Tex shoes. Echo is a great brand to find. Gore-Tex does really well. That combination of both, and the size that this is a 43. I forget what that converts to, but I'll put it up here for you guys. And that combination definitely made this a $34.97 sell. I got these back, I think, in November, so they've been sitting for a little bit. But this brand is a really good brand to look for, and the reason they were sitting for a little bit is because I priced them a little bit too high. The minute I dropped them to $34 from the $59 I had them set at, they sold in just a few days. So always remember to go back and recheck, recomp your own items and see if they're at market price, because if they're not at market price, you're never going to sell them. And that brings me to another video that I'm making where I'm going to go over just how I just did that. This past week, I took time out of my business. I didn't go sourcing. I didn't do anything but ship what was selling each day. I hardly listed, and I did an inventory of all my items. I went through, I made sure all my items were listed. I rechecked their title. I rechecked their price. And I readjusted some prices, and I've been getting some sweet sales. So that is a preface to another video I'm making, but I wanted to highlight that because that is what I just did last week, and my sales have been going up, and this was one of the fixes that I did, and that is why it sold. So definitely reprice your items and be on the lookout for Echo Gore-Tex shoes. They were in beautiful condition, and that is why they sold. Up next are these Peloton biking cycling shoes. I found them at the thrift, and even though I'm not making that much of a profit for them because they were priced a little bit too high, with the sell-through rates that these go for, I just couldn't leave them behind. I made a quick nine bucks and some change, and I can put that right back into my business and buy another pair of shoes with those $9. So I wasn't mad at all about it, and it was an easy cleanup. They were in pretty good condition, just a few scratches here. So, I mean, I cleaned them up pretty well, and they sold in just a few days. So I was not mad at all with the turnaround time. Definitely be on the lookout for Peloton. If you can find them at a lower price, you can make much more money. But with the sell-through rates, a quick turnaround, I'm not mad at it at all. Up next, some Brooks, some bread and butter. I find Brooks in my area all the time. I love selling them. They're a quick 20 to 30 bucks depending on the model. And yeah, they're just nice little bread and butter ones. These sold for an offer of 25, 20? 2025, it's up there. I don't remember. But yeah, these sold at a fairly good amount of rate. I think I got them before I left to Mexico. My store was off for a month, and then they sold this past weekend, so it wasn't bad at all. One of my more random sells is this set of Cuisinart ceramic knives. I got them for basically free. I just paid a couple bucks at this garage sale basically down the street from my house. Unfortunately, the daughter was doing a clean out of her mother's house, and she was just asking for whatever you wanted to pitch in to help out clear out the house. In that deal, I also got a KitchenAid mixer, which I kept for myself. I got these knives, and I got like 2 or 3 pairs of shoes, and I paid like 10 or 15 bucks for them. She honestly wanted me to just take everything. Hardly anyone was coming in. It was a cloudy day. So, I mean, I paid a couple bucks, and yeah, I mean, I got these for a sweet deal. They sold for like 8 bucks, and you know, I wouldn't really recommend picking these up. Their sell-through rate wasn't that great unless you can get them for free and sell them for like a buck a piece, I guess, or as a set. I just wouldn't probably pick these, but you know, nice little sell. And last but not least, we have this little retail arbitrage that I did of these Nike Free Run. I think they're the Phantom ones. I got them at Marshall's, and they sold for an offer of $87.97, I believe. It's up here. But yeah, I got these at Marshall's. I'm trying out a little bit more retail arbitrage, and they sold. It's their size 10.5 sweet sale. I already sold another pair internationally, so this is the second pair I sold. So yeah, don't be afraid to start doing a little bit of retail arbitrage. If it's within your budget, I would say explore a little bit. Definitely comp before you check out, especially with retail arbitrage. It can be very scary. Do not start doing it if you're really new at this. Understand comps and understand price points before you start doing retail arbitrage is the only advice I would give with this. Other than that, dip your toes. You never know what profits you might get, just like these. And with those 6 sales, what I really wanted to highlight was sell-through rates. I'm really adamant about changing my store and figuring out sell-through rates and purchasing things at a much higher sell-through rate so it could be a faster turnaround, higher profits, faster turnaround. That's all I'm looking for in my store. I don't want to be having a whole bunch of items in my store and just be selling a small percentage of that. I currently only have like 280 something items in my store because I did a purge. Like I said, I did that inventory, and in that inventory, I also got rid of some things that just weren't gonna sell. So I'm like, why not just donate those, take a 20% off coupon at Savers, and buy better things with those items. But I don't just do that if it doesn't sell within the first few months. I give it a year or two. If it doesn't sell, then I know I bought something crappy and I should just move on to something else. Some people have a shorter timeline than that. Some people do a whole year. Some people do a quarter. Some people even do like a month or two. But I like to wait at least 2 years, maybe a little bit less as I'm getting better with my processes, and then I see if it's not working, it's getting out. Like all the mugs I had, I know Gary Vee had good intentions with Mug Life, and that works really well for him and a whole bunch of other people, but that just did not work for me. So I got rid of the mugs I had on there. I got rid of, what else? Some other low item things. Like I had, some other low item things that just weren't selling, some books in there that just weren't ever gonna sell. So I got rid of those. And yeah, I dropped it down from like 337 items besides the items that have been selling because I've been doing that. It went down, yeah, from 337 to the 280 something. So it's been going well. My sales have been going up. I got 6 really good sales. The profits have never been better. So definitely do an inventory. I'm going to make a video about that. So be on the lookout for that. But definitely be on the lookout for shoes. I probably wouldn't have picked shoes as something I would sell right away, but they have really good profits. And definitely comp before you check out. Sell-through rates are crazy important.